Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something exciting. We know there's a bunch of you out there waiting for this because we check out the demographics. We're paying attention to the polls that you're answering for us. We are going to look at players / tour irons as kind of a weird mix that we've got. And we've picked the big four players in this space. 4 irons that have got basically identical loft. We are going to take a look at the Titleist T100, the Ping Blueprint S, the TaylorMade P7CB, and Callaway's brand new X Forged iron. We are going to run them through an 80-mile-an-hour test, which has been done already, and we're going to talk about the data. Mark's got to shoot, but I'm going to take you through the 90-mile-an-hour swing on camera, and we are going to see exactly what happens for those players that have that speed that make the most of these players' irons. Mark, kick us off with the 80-mile-an-hour launch characteristics.
Well, they're all pretty similar, right? They're all 22, 21.8. So, I mean, a half-degree difference. Now, you said they're exactly the same loft, right? So you wouldn't expect to see a lot of change there. You look at the peak height, they're pretty similar as well. Titleist being a little higher. It's probably got more tungsten at the bottom than most. It's the newest club of this group that's, got tungsten and stuff inside it. So there's a little difference there. Distance-wise, you're talking, now we're talking like 2 yards, right?
2 yards.
Nothing. Landing is almost identical. Titleist is, showing slightly lower, but we're rounding those two. That could be 47.4 versus 47.6, you know? So we're kind of close there too. So overall, these are very similar golf clubs as far as how the ball flies.
The ball flies, right? That's the initial launch. These are just center shots. The next thing we got for you right here is the graph. And we know you guys love this dispersion data. So jump in the comments, tell us what you think, hit that like, subscribe button. This is important. I think this is pretty fascinating when you get down to 80 miles an hour with these really slim
things. These are all precision clubs here. Right. I mean, they're all really tight groupings. Not seeing a lot of difference. They're all good.
I don't need to ask you to get in the comments. I do, because you pick the bones out of everything anyway. So we know that you're going to go too hard on this. But basically, I mean, I think for me, the Ping is a standout. 67 square yards.
Yeah, that's
pretty amazing. Yeah. Right. I mean, there's no the best, and we're going to get into that next with the 3D scan data.
Right.
But you can see that there's some trade-offs with some, and the Ping just does an awesome job all round. I can say from empirical evidence that I've played it. I love it. I do see better mishits, even though you would look at all these clubs and think, well, there's nothing really doing me any favors in forgiveness. That one really does.
I mean, they're all good, right? I mean, they're all tight tolerances, so
and another
can't argue with you.
One more call out there is the Titleist center shot in the consistency of all the shots in the center.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's like nothing.
It's literally landing on a blanket out there at 160
like table maybe, yeah. So, I mean, they've all got their advantages, and they're all really good golf clubs. You got, they're all forged, basically. This is not a lot of difference.
Hard to tell. Okay. And
I just put them down on the ground earlier before this stuff and looked at them, and I mean, they look like the same golf club.
Could you tell which one's which from the top?
No.
It's tough. It really is tough. But this is what the next piece is, and we keep harping on about this. I hope you're enjoying these videos coming out. The 3D scan data. Let's flip over.
This is a little more interesting.
So, if you've been watching our videos, we've done some stuff with the T250 and the launch spec. We've done some hollow bodies. Now we're moving on to this tour player style iron, and I think this is where players start getting real picky about what they like.
Yeah, absolutely. Top line thickness, these are all pretty thin, right? I mean, I wouldn't say there's a huge difference there. And like I said, I put them all down on the ground and I couldn't tell which one's which.
Yep.
I haven't played any of these clubs. This is more on Euroline because there's not enough distance in there for me. But I really couldn't see the difference. And
we see that the Titleist there has the smallest, but if you look at it between 7CB, that's a measurement error. Or tiny differences. Nothing going on there. CB and T100.
And then offset, obviously, that's a little different. Titleist has the least offset of the bunch.
Yeah, TaylorMade has the most.
Yeah, TaylorMade has the most, which is a little surprising. I thought Ping would have more, but
fair point.
Ping from years ago used to love offset, but it's pretty cool to see Ping actually have a bigger variety of clubs now.
They've got such a huge range, and I love what Ping have done here with the Blueprint S. They've, that's the tour player, and you see tour players playing this, that Blueprint T. I think the 7CB was something missing from TaylorMade's line. They hit that MC, and then they jumped into
a little retro look on this too. This looks like the old, I don't remember what it was called, but we all played that club at some point in time.
RAC you're talking about.
Yeah, RAC, that's it. Yeah, I played those forever, and I had copper faces and done them.
Yeah,
great golf club when I had enough speed. The Callaway looks great. That's a relatively new one. I really like the look of that. Super clean.
And that's a callback to their X Forged from 2018-19. And the T100, like this
just came out.
Huge players.
#1 club, the T100. even the old one, probably one of the number one clubs on tours worldwide. I mean, if it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one too.
And then touching on that point, let's dive into what might be adding to that. We've got the least offset. I don't know, maybe they like seeing least offset.
Yeah.
And then we've also got the smallest footprint. So that really means they can do a lot with that club through the ground and feel a lot more.
And they've got quite a bit of tungsten in that one. Versus you look at the CB, the TaylorMade, certainly, and the Callaway. Those are forged solid body clubs. So a little different. Ping's got some weighting, heel toe, and some adjustability as well. And Titleist has a lot of tungsten in there, so a little different.
And he's talking about the blade length. You're not looking down at anything. There's nothing that's longer or shorter in this category.
They're really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we touched on this in the last video. If you saw it, we picked 4 out that got the same loft, right? And we picked the big 4 categories. We've got Shrixon with something in there. We've got Mizuno. So hang in there. We're not just missing guys out. We know that everyone kind of jumps in the comments. Where's this? Where's that? We'll get to it. We promise you. But if you come to a Cool Clubs fitting, you're going to get to experience it anyway. Your fitter's going to guide you through that experience. I am going to jump in on my own. Mark's got to jump away.
Dentist appointment fun, right?
Right. But we are going to hit these at 90 miles an hour, which is totally who these golf clubs are aimed at. And I'm going to give you the rundown and see what's different.
See if you can find some differences, because I don't see much.
Well, we'll catch you next time.
All right.
And we'll carry on with you guys right now.
Cheers.
All right, let's kick this off on my own. 90 mile an hour test. We got the Titleist T100 to start things off. The T100 is the one that produced the least spin at the 80 mile an hour test. So at least it does at 90. .121 ball speed, 20 degrees launch, 5,900, 177 carry. I mean, this is bang on pretty much what I get with my 7-iron. I love it. I actually got a set of T100s. I love them. Played the Blueprint S. I've played the P7CB. X Forged is the only one I haven't gamed. And let's dive into the Callaway next and see what it does. And then we'll stack them all up head to head at the end and compare 90 mile an hour results. So the Titleist and the Callaway are the latest releases in this section of golf clubs. The Ping and the TaylorMade have been out for a little bit longer. Callaway I love, and it's like high-end forging. Titleist I love, it's got a little bit more technology in it. If we look at the differences here, the carry is a little bit longer with the Callaway. We ended up grabbing 4 yards more with the Callaway. A little bit lower launch, 0.7 degrees less, and the spin rate a little bit higher, exactly what we saw in the 80 mile an hour test. Next, I'm going to snap in the TaylorMade P7CB. This is the one with the largest footprint, one of the thicker top lines, one of the most offset out of the whole batch, but I feel like the bag appeal is maybe one of the best. Okay. 19 degrees launch, more like the T100. More spin again, 6,200 RPMs, 176, same carry as the T100, same peak height, descent angle, really good. Interesting, I can't wait to put these head to head on the same graph and see what we get. Okay, last on the list, one of my favorite irons that I've played, and before this I'd never played a Ping iron, is the Blueprint S. Really similar to the others there. 18.8, 6,000 RPMs, 179. Okay, let's jump into the table and look at these head to head. So we started to break into the nuances. As Mark and I talked about in the first half of this video, we think the 3D scan, so the sole, the offset, the top line, maybe even the sound, those kind of feel things are going to be much more important for you guys playing these clubs because you are skilled, you know your low point, you know your touch points on your face where you're hitting them, and you want to maneuver the club around. This data, as we gain into the higher speed, really starts to increase some of those number changes. The carry, we actually saw about a 4 or 5 yard jump from top to bottom throughout the scale. But the more important stuff is the T100 is launching the highest by over a degree, nearly 2 degrees when you compare it to the X Forged, when you compare it a degree to the other two. And then we've got the P7CB being the highest spin. So like you start to think about your game, do you want to see the ball take off higher? 2 degrees, you're going to absolutely see that ball flight. Couple of hundred RPMs, you're going to see that and be able to move the shot around a little bit more, stick it on the green a little bit easier. And then we go into land angle, we've got the T100 landing at the steepest angle. Titleist this year distance, dispersion, descent angle. They've nailed it. They've got a steep descent angle with this T100. Higher speed players probably don't have too much issue with that anyway, but it definitely does offer the steepest land angle out of the bunch. And then something that you guys out there probably aren't going to care about too much is that carry number. But if you look at peak height, if you're looking to hit it lower with these golf clubs, the X Forged is going to be one of the lowest flights out there. So this is what this video, this content is all about. It's helping you understand what the nuances of each club are so that you can tailor them to your game. That's the first step. Then hopefully the second step is you're like, man, that seems pretty tough. I've got to get myself into a fitting bay and get fit. That's where Cool Clubs comes in. That's where Worldwide Golf comes in. You've got to get yourself in front of experts, get them to guide you through this process. At Cool Clubs, we have this information that no one else has. It's going to help our fitters give you the best information, get you to get to the right club efficiently. You build this in with our S3 technology, with the golf shafts. You're going to find a package that works exactly the way you want it, and we're going to be able to demonstrate it in that session, and then build the clubs exactly to those specs so you know what you've got on the golf course is what you were fit for, and you can perform at your best. We hope you enjoy our content. Hit that like and subscribe button. Jump in the comments. Tell us what you've picked out of this video. We know you pore over the data just like we do. We love seeing your comments. I try to personally respond to everyone I can. Say hi, jump in there, tell us what you think. See you next time.